She was such a dear friend to this program, and we are thinking of her family and friends this morning. And speaking of her friends, her childhood friend, the legendary Smokey Robinson, joins us now for his first interview since word of her passing. And ladies and gentlemen, here in the audience, show our appreciation that Smokey Robinson is joining us. Yeah. Thank you. Really do appreciate speaking with you for a few moments here, Smokey. Tell us that first time when you all were just children, when you met Aretha for the first time.
Well, Robin, I actually met Aretha when I was 8 years old. They moved to Detroit from Buffalo, New York, she and her entire family. And her brother, who was closest to her, Cecil, was my lifelong Ace Boone Coon guy. And so the first day I met him, he was brought to the neighborhood by a guy named Richard, who was one of our friends. And a bunch of us were out playing, and Richard brought Cecil around and introduced him. And so we went around to see his new house. Now, in the middle of the hood, you know, I lived in the hood, there were these two plush blocks, Boston Boulevard and Arden Park, and they were just so out of place because there were mansions there, and the grass was all green and plush and what have you. So they lived on Boston Boulevard. And we go into the house, and the furniture and all those things. I'd never been in a mansion before. But let me say this too, they were not mansion people. They were just regular, down-to-earth people. But anyway, we go in, and we're looking all around, and I hear music coming from a little room. I hear piano being played, and I hear this little voice singing. And I look in, and there's Aretha sitting at the piano, singing and playing, almost like she sang and played in her adult life. But she was probably about 5 years old or so, and she just had it.
Yes, yes. And what was it like years later to be performing with her as you did, the duets that you all did together? What was it like performing with her?
Well, you know, I don't separate the performing part from just the love part. You know, Aretha and I were just tight, and we had a wonderful, wonderful friendship that lasted throughout her entire life. And she was my longest friend, who was still alive up until the day before yesterday. Aretha Franklin was my longest friend on earth. All of our other friends that we grew up with were gone.
Yeah. We saw some video from the 1960s of you all together, and you both, to go from where you did to the heights of your careers, king and queen of Motown. What was that like, seeing you guys rise together to Motown fame through the decades?
Well, see, Aretha was never with Motown. You know, Barry wanted her badly. We all did. But she was never with Motown, but she was family. She might as well have been with Motown because she was family. And that's how we conducted ourselves, as family. And so it would have been a great thing for her to be with Motown, but unfortunately, we were not that fortunate.
But to see you all continue to grow together, whether or not she was with Motown, and she will always be considered part of the Motown family, as you said, but what was it like to somebody that you knew from the age of 5 and she knew you when you were young, and for you both to reach the fame and appreciation that you both did?
You know, Robin, we always had a relationship that was almost like had nothing to do with show business. It was just, you know, when we were kids, when we were young, we all wanted that. And those of us who were blessed enough to get it, there were a lot of people in our neighborhood. You know, like Diana Ross lived 4 doors down the street, and the Four Tops lived 2 blocks over, and the Temptations lived 3 blocks over. There were a lot of us in that neighborhood. And those of us who were blessed enough to get our wish or our dream to be in show business, we just always had regular relationships. We very seldom, when we got together, even talked about show business.
It was just friendship. We're going to put up a picture that you shared with us. It was one of the last photos that you took with her. And I want you to tell us something special that you want us to know that maybe we don't know about Aretha Franklin, Smokey.
Well, first of all, Aretha had a great sense of humor. She was a very humorous woman. And as you've been showing all morning, she could throw down in the kitchen. She cooked me many a meal. She could throw down in the kitchen. So perhaps people didn't know that because they see her show business life and they think, oh, Aretha Franklin, Queen of Soul, and they don't think about her regular life. And she was just a great person, great cook, great woman.
Yeah. You're a great man, Smokey. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. I saw you last month in Chicago. You were performing at the Special Olympics concert there in the park. Appreciate that. And all that you do. So just let her family know that we're thinking of them and all her dear friends.
Well, thank you.
You take care, Smokey.
Thank you.
All right. Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.